right. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a company called Medium, KOK. But the Medium took over, okay, bought the KOK, and then new name came up, and then K Stadium, okay. So I'm going to talk to you guys about the companies. I call it Medium K Stadium, okay. That's the company that I'm going to keep repeating myself, okay. So here's a Medium, bought the KOK Play, and then the KOK Play becomes K Stadium, and then they're together. Medium is a mother companies. They do a lot of different things, NFTs and games, metaverse. So you'll understand what I'm talking about. But then basically, this is one of the branches this company Medium has. Okay, all right. So I'm going to talk about blockchain, some platform business, and contents, K-contents, Korean contents. I don't know if you know about Korean content much at all, but then I'll talk to you about the contents, opportunities, and your plan, and a question and answer, okay? Now, all right, so a little bit of historical background here. Economic 101, okay, economic 101. We all know that 17th centuries, Wayne, okay, 17th centuries where steamboat came out and...
Oh, I'm that old.
Right? Yeah, I never seen it.
Just threw me under the bus.
But I saw it in the movie, okay?
Yeah.
So I know you can win that, right?
Okay.
Yes. And then 18th centuries electricities, like the phone came out and then light bulb came out,
Right.
all that kind of stuff, okay? And then 19th centuries is computers, okay, Macintosh came out, all the computing came out. Basically, computer means informations. Before, you didn't have a chance to expose all this info. But now with the computers, like you log in and then there's like so much information all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Now, fourth revelations, industrial revolution means now you have all different kinds of cool stuff now. You'll see drones, 3D printings, right? You heard about that, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then the driverless cars, driverless cars, and then the robot, okay, AI, all that kind of stuff. So now it's not just info, it's just like how are we going to use all this info? They're kind of connected together throughout the internet. Mm-hmm. That's what it is, okay? Because of the internet, because we're connected, and fourth industrial revolution also means, you're going to be surprised about this, but I will say it's going to also relate to currency revolutions. Currency revolutions. What's happening right now? Think about it. Stock went down. Everything went down these days. Mm-hmm. Why? Why is that? Because, inflation. That's what it is basically. Right. So, U.S. government printed out so much dollars, like starting like way back, but then let's start about like Lehman Brothers, okay? That one, and then in the pandemics, they printed out so many dollars. Yeah. That happened to closely to inflations right there. And then because of it, what have to do? The Fed had to do what? Increase the interest.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And then because the interest in the rate, what happened? Like stock goes down, everything's kind of like, unsure, and then
all the money it's devaluing.
Right,
dollar.
exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The paper, dollars, whatever currencies, over time it devalued, only devalued. Mm-hmm. Okay, so fourth industrial revolution is closely related to currency revelations. That's how I see it. Okay. All right. So remember, fourth industrial revolutions also means not only all cool stuff connected through the internet, but also currency revelations, okay? All right. So speaking about the computers, long time ago we called Web 1. You think about Netscape, I don't know if you remember that, Netscape, MSN, and Google's, where you actually type and people can read.
Yeah.
That's first scenario, like we
AOL.
witness. Yes, AOL, like you've got mail, stuff like that, okay? So you can read, you cannot really respond to the screens, okay? And then also Web 2 after that, now you see Facebook, the more advanced Googles, and it's both directions now. Before it used to be one direction, so you only read, you cannot do much, but then now you can go back and forth, okay? And then Web 3 now, if you see here, you see all these like crypto coins, okay? Remember what I told you? There's a currency revelations too.
Right.
Web 3 finally, a couple things happens here. Now you can own your own videos or articles that you wrote up, okay, on the screen.
Right.
Used to be it belonged to the platform business owner, like Facebook,
Right.
and then YouTube, okay, and Instagram. You put up whatever pictures and articles, whatnot, videos.
Right.
You don't have right to own that, even though you created it.
Yeah.
It belongs to the platform business
Right.
owners, right? YouTube and all that. Because of that, they make a lot of money. Because of your activities on the screen. Because you log in, you write up something, and somebody come in here and they respond to that. And then the company, have a lot of members, right? The big data, and because of that, what contents comes in, more contents come in, and the more advertising come in, and then they make a lot of money. That's why what happened here. So Web3 now, finally, number one, you have to remember is that finally you're gonna own your own stuff by yourself because you created. So you have the right to own it. Okay. Because of that, Web3 now finally you can send and receive the currencies now. You call it crypto coin, you call it Bitcoin, you call it like digital currencies soon. China, they already have their on digital currencies in there. When they're Olympic, they're practicing using that. Okay, so China well prepared about this. U.S. a little behind, but then they're trying to catch up right now. Okay. Now, so Web3 this is the future of internet. Okay, but in order to Web3 happens, we have to remember blockchain. This is when blockchain comes in. Because now you own things for yourself, so you need the right to keep it, okay? And then hopefully there's no hacking, no stealing, okay? But it happens now, right? So blockchain is a solution now, preventing the illegal downloading, okay? And then the hacking, all that kind of stuff. Now, so again, this is the future of the internet, and it'll be like WWW, which means now is a WWW, World Wide Web. And then you do like whatever address, and then you log in. And then from this point on, because of blockchain, it's probably going to be WW blockchain web. That's where it's going to be, I think, because it's got a lot of cool stuff with the blockchain. Okay, so the Web3 means now finally like money value, okay, goes back and forth, okay, on the internet. Okay. Okay, so what do you mean by blockchain? Okay, it's one example. I'm going to tell you this. Okay, so here's Sarah. Okay, Sarah tried to wire transfer her money to Robert. What do we have to do? We have to go to bank, and it's my money. But when you send it to a person that you know of, you have to pay fees for that. That's something. Okay, so they do some work. Okay, I understand that. But more than that, I think it is some organization between the two individuals so they can trust. Which means I cannot trust Wayne, but then I can trust bank. Okay, so I go to bank and then I do this. Okay, now, but think about it. But then they charge you for that. Okay, it's your money. But then they say, okay, I'm going to charge you, okay? Now, we call this a centralized finances. This is decentralized finance that we don't need a mediator anymore. We don't need a bank.
Right.
How can we do that with the blockchain? Blockchain is simply a series of many, blocks, okay? Which means each time you and I, we make contract, we call smart contract. It's just like smart TV, smart cities, whatnot. Smart contract right there. The copy of the contract will be stored in all these blocks. So it's not just 4, okay? There's gonna be so many blocks. So if I I'm a hacker, I'm gonna try to change it or fake it, then I have to attack every single blocks, okay? There's so many, you cannot do that. It's just impossible. So ledgers are in each block. In each block there's ledgers, and there's so many blocks. That's what it is. You got the concept. That's a very simple way to understand blockchain.
Right.
Series of blocks, chains, and then there's info, copies in every single blocks, and then it is very hard to do.
The information is spread over a variety of blocks, is what you're
But
saying.
then each information copy of the info is in each blocks. Okay, so there's one, but there was many. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So there's a simple way to understand blockchain for now. Okay. So again, blockchain, with the blockchain, everything possible. Fourth Revelations, you saw, there's a lady holding phone in hand, okay? So mobile is another thing. Mobile is a computer these days. Everything happens in your hand with that mobile. So in your mobile, with the blockchain technology, everything's gonna happen here in your hand. That's the idea.
Okay.
So, you know what happened between Russia and Ukraine? It's still going on.
Yeah.
And what happened? First thing we saw, ruble went down. Okay, and all of a sudden Bitcoin came up because all these people, when the bank is shut down, how are you gonna send your money? Okay, to your relatives and whatnot. Okay, so what they do is, I know that in the article, people try to send the Bitcoin to the countries, Ukraine, to support the country.
Okay.
And then people who have Bitcoin, they actually use the Bitcoin to purchase the product or service, whatever they need.
Right.
When everything goes down, your money means nothing pretty much.
Yeah.
But in your hand, you have phone. You don't need a bank. You just need a phone and internet. That's what it is. And then you pay Bitcoin and you receive whatever product you might need, especially in urgent time. It's interesting. So what about US? You heard about Coinbase. Okay, so Coinbase is one of the US exchanges. There are about 89 million people using the services, trading coins, sending coins back and forth.
Okay.
Okay, and then there's a lot more. There's Bittrex, Kraken. So all together, there's so many. Okay, people are using it right now. Okay, I don't know if you have account any of this exchanges and whatnot.
No.
Okay,
Yeah.
so but many people, young people especially, they know about.
That
Yes.
the deli there on Grape Road, they sell Bitcoin.
Oh yeah,
there.
ATM machine. I saw ATM Bitcoin ATM machines.
Yeah.
Okay, so now Biden, I told you, President Joe Biden, now he realizes like, hey, we gotta do something now because it's like a world trend now.
Yeah.
Okay, it happens domestic and then globally, and then he feels like maybe a little behind. So executive order happened. He's saying that, hey, basically before we try to control, we try to give you some restrictions, whatnot, try to exclude it, but then now, hey guys, we're not going to do that anymore. I say, hey, find out how we can protect the individual, investors, just like a stock investor, okay? And then also we have big issues right here, tax, right? U.S. government want money, okay? So there's a lot of money, a lot of people doing it. Then the first thing is, okay, tax, okay? And the second thing is protect the individual investors just like you and me, okay? So think about this right there. This is like the world 100 best companies right there. That's now, okay? Here's like US, like Hong Kong, China, and the South Korea, Japan. But then look at these big companies right there. And this is all from US, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Apple, you know Apple's, Microsoft, Alphabet, and then Facebook. These are all big companies right there. Amazon's right there. And then China, Tencent, Alibaba. That is all platform business. Before early 20th century, it's all about like automotive and electronics, manufacturers, like cars, right? Like GMs, Ford,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. Toyotas, okay? And Hyundais. But you think of, anyway, so all this is, again, new, modified, better platform system. But also, there's another idea behind the blockchain. But behind the blockchain will make individual, better, put them into better situation financially. That's another key idea. So I'll talk to you more about that, okay? So let's talk about Netflix here. Netflix, they lost Disney Plus. So they brought more like Korean content, movies basically in this case, into their the platform, right? So all different kinds of Korean movies. I don't know if you guys ever heard about the Squid Game, but that was recently one of the big one, okay? And let's say like they serve it like all the time, okay? Not all time watching Netflix TV shows of all time, okay? Number one is Squid Game. That's Korean content. I mean, you can do research, okay?
Yeah.
You can do surveys, and then you'll see this, okay? All right, so Apple started to pick it up too, Apple TV, because they know that, Netflix made so much money with the Korean content. And there you'll be surprised, there's so many Korean dramas and movies in the platform, the Netflix. Now, Apple started to pick that up too. So Pachinko is one of the well-known Korean drama these days. So check that out too. Okay, now, how about YouTube? They have like Psy, and then the BTS and Blackpink. I don't know if you guys ever, okay, but kids will know, okay? So all this, okay, again, the all time, okay? So I checked the all time, like most viewed, okay, on YouTube, okay? Let's say 10.06 billion, okay? It's a shock song. I don't know if you know about this song. Every little one will know that. Those parents with little one will know that. This is by Korean artist. Okay, so I'm just telling you. Okay, there is platform business, and then Korean content is like globally and worldwide is well known. Okay, so supercomputers. I'll remember that. Okay, like the gigantic size of like the computer, so you walk up and down the aisles with the, like computing and documents and coding and all that kind of stuff. And then after the Macintosh came out, hey, I want it to on your desk, okay? It came out, and then Google came up with the operating system, Windows, right? After that, he come up with the Apple iOS, okay, its own operating system. And then Android came out, okay? And then now we talk about 5Gs, or it's going to be 6, 7, it's going to be more, okay, 5Gs. So what's next? Okay, things getting getting evolved and advanced, and what's next? So I say, remember this? We don't need mediators. We trust each other, and that we do deals directly. Okay. Yes, we still need a platform, but I'm the one who create this content, and this is mine. And every time somebody download it, I get the commissions, not you. And that's the idea. So it's a blockchain. So I try to do a little summary here, okay? So I give it storytelling right there, and then you're like, so where are we going now? I should bring you back here. Blockchain, remember that, okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So blockchain has its own weakness. We call this as scalabilities, which means, yes, it really secure you, okay? You can trust it. But then the transaction speed is too slow, which means, you have to transact the data. It takes too long.
Yeah.
That's the weakness of the blockchain. So if you want to do better with the speed of the transactions, which is per second, okay, the TPS, then you have to sacrifice your security or translucency here. So because of that, we call the trilemma. It's a dilemma. There's 3 things we call a trilemma. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you go like ongoing, like I go this one better, and then it makes this one weak, and then I make this part better, then the other part goes weak. Okay, so it's trilemma right there.
Okay.
So I told you TPS is the transaction speed per second for you to send the data. Okay. So let's say Bitcoin. We talk about Bitcoin here. It's only you can do 7 data per second. Okay, and it's really slow. That's why it is not. You cannot use it as a utility coin. It is like an asset. It's like it's like gold. Can you carry your gold each time you go on traveling? No. Yeah, gold is a great asset. It's not like currencies. It's not good for utility as a utility payment system, right? Okay, so it's 7. How about Ethereum? Ethereum is 20. Okay, like some other they try to come up with the better TPS now. Each company 56, and all this other kind. PayPal, we use PayPal. That usually do the 193 transaction per second. We send the money to PayPal, right? And then Ripple, this is another coin. Try to boost up the TPS again. Is 1500 right there, but it doesn't mean much to you. So I brought this Visa card. What about the Visa card? Visa card, you just do it every gas station, restaurants, whatnot. You do it, it happens instantly, right? number is about 24,000. If you have about 20 to 30,000, okay, transaction is very comfortable. You don't feel any inconvenience with that.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what it means. So again, I bring you back to the medium company. I told you KOK was the other company they bought in. Okay, so it became K Stadium. Okay, so we call medium K Stadium. So I told you it's a mother company to many different small companies. Okay, they do games, they do also digital platform. The content is what? Of course, K content. Because you don't need to PR, you don't need to advertisement again. Because the whole world know about Korean content and music and dramas, webtoons, everything. So they said, okay, look, I want to do this, and then the content will be the Korean content. It's a cultural benefit for us, okay, to show the whole world, you know, how fun it is, okay. They came up with the new ideas. Alignment happened with the software, within the software we're using, and they came up with both software plus hardware. And then they solved the problem of the blockchain weakness via speed, transact TPS. So it's a company's website. Again, I told you, software and hardware together. It is also already commercialized, and they're using it as a blockchain solution for many companies, about more than 1,000 companies, both government and then private, hospitals, medical labs. Okay, they all need very secure info and data. So, they use it. So here's a hardware, like they have 15,000, and then they have 30,000 commercialized. They have 10,000 TPS hardware commercialized. They're looking at 100,000 TPS now. They're doing it. They can do it. The reason they want to pursue that high TPS is that that's the speed we need for metaverse, the inner earth, metaverse, the inner earth.
Okay.
Cyber world. Okay.
Okay.
So we're talking about that. Like I'll share with you about some other. So Minecraft. You remember the? Do you know Minecraft? That is all like metaverse, sort of. Okay. So it's cyber world. Okay.
Okay.
So that's a magic number, but there are the companies are capable of achieving that numbers. They're doing it right now. So here's a couple. I'm going to show you this, okay? And this is an important video, so I'm going to show you that. Of course, YouTube always commercial. This is exactly what I'm talking about. That's how they make money. So I'm going to skip it, okay? I'm sorry, there's no sound, but. Skip it, okay. So they're basically talking about the how they achieve the goal. There's no speaker. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But just to show you, okay. It's gonna be my water break. This is CPU. That's the chips they created. Okay. So what you mean is because you hook that in, and then it makes the transaction faster.
Right.
And you can use it for any other systems, any other operating systems. It's like Apple's and Android. You cannot use them, together. Apple create their own apps. You can only use that app in an Apple operating system. But they're trying to do, okay, why don't I help you guys out, like with this, like CPU. Even though it was created for Apple iOS, you still can use it on different, operating system like Android. That's what they're trying to do. Okay. Okay. So I want to show you one more thing here, and let me see. Go back, and this is one of the example with that speed, okay, of TPS. they actually open up the gate, actually, the gate to metaverse, okay? This is one of the Korean TV news. It's really, like right now, it's really, hot, use agendas and, themes about all this, blockchain and metaverse and all that. So they picked up. There's so many people here. There's a company right there, basically saying metaverse right there. And this is one of the department chair who created about this product here. Basically, what she's doing is you scan any objects right there, and then there's a hologram pops up, like MSN. Any MSN the object is related to or on, okay? And then Amazon, where you can buy it, and reviews, and Wikipedia, and all that kind of pops up. Okay, used to be like, hey, you download and input the info or data, then AI will tell you what it is. But this thing is you don't need to do that anymore. See that the hologram pops up, and then you click on it, and Starbucks, and then you click on it, and then you go into the Starbucks world right there. Without TPS, high TPS, they'll be all lagging. Every content these days, actually, we can put the blockchain code on it. One thing is NFTs. We call this non-fungible token. This is a token too. It's a blockchain. You put that code on a photo like this, let's say photos, and then now this is like a piece of art. This is the original, because you cannot copy it. Yeah, you can copy with the photo, but then you cannot download it. Okay, and then people tell you this is original. Okay, so anyway, picture is fine. They can do that. That's NFTs. But what about the videos? You do the same thing. Content, videos, and the blockchain. What happens is that when speed is so slow, then there's a lagging happen, buffering happens. You cannot watch it. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Right.
So basically, we can go back right there. So basically, we have the ability to make everything blockchain coded, every content. But where are we going to run it? And that's the problem. That's why blockchain comes in for many, many good reasons, but also the speed, okay, is important to render the contents, the videos, right, and movies and all that. Okay, does that make sense? Okay. So here, so that's that. So other articles, whatnot, and I say I'm gonna click on this one, and it'll say like title is 10 reasons why South Korea is a leading blockchain, things like that. Okay, because I know that many Apples and Googles, they want to go to one of the area in South Korea called Busan, because the whole city is connected to 5Gs, so they can do a lot of good simulations in there with the new product they created, and then they want to hire all these smart people in there too. Okay, all right. So again, Medium K Stadium blockchain solution with the scalability, speed. Okay, TPS. That's what it is. Okay, as I told you, this is already commercialized and used by many governments and departments, and then private companies globally, especially China. And then also Jinan Bio is one of the medical lab, and they use this for non-face medical service infrastructure. Okay, infrastructure here. And then also, try to come up with the banking system between Korea and China with this, blockchain solutions, and more like bank and cars and loans. We all need this blockchain technology, and with the speed. Okay, so again, Samsung, LG, Microsoft. This is some of those companies. They try to help with the blockchain solutions. Lots and lots of MOUs. Contracts with the coins, and they do cards and lotteries and loan with the coin as a collateral, and again Indonesia, there's Smart Home Shopping. They want to use this coin as a payment.